Hi, I'm Mike, owner of the In-Groove in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm going to do the new arrival video for February 21st, 2025. Pretty solid week of new arrivals. Some longly awaited pre-orders finally came in. I also have a whatnot later today. For the next 3 months, every Thursday at 5 o'clock Arizona time, I'm going to be doing a mini 1-hour whatnot stream. Click the link below. It's about 30 items. This particular week I've got about 15 Japanese imports. I've got some newer records. It's kind of a hodgepodge. Next week is going to be really good. I've got some killer stuff. It's a little bit of a consignment auction, but like Japanese Pink Floyd, UK, English UK bands. Click the link below. You can kind of see all my streams, all the things that are coming up. The big first pressing auction that comes up in a couple weeks on Sunday is going to be smoking. I've got some of the cleanest first pressing metal stuff I've ever seen in there, like the most mint Judas Priest, the hard stuff to find, the late 80s stuff, the most mint Judas Priest, Anthrax, killer stuff, 70s stuff, I mean, you name it. Really clean Talking Heads, really clean mint first pressing Beatles, really nice stuff. Click the link below. If you've never bought anything on Whatnot before and you use that link below, you'll get 15 bucks off your first purchase. But I want to start off with this week's recently announced pre-orders. Starting with the next Because Sounds Matters pre-order. That is going to be Katie Lang's Inuion. I'm not actually familiar with that record. I guess it's a audiophile tour de force, but it is not a record I'm familiar with, so I'll give it a listen to. Impex also announced the next standard 33 RPM title that they're doing, and that is Donovan's The Hurdy-Gurdy Man. 33 RPM, that's coming out April 2025. Katie Lang is March 21st. Mobile Fidelity has announced the next Santana. I mean, they really are putting out a lot of Santana LPs, but if you're interested, I wouldn't wait too terribly long because a lot of these are numbered quantities, so they're doing 3,000, 4,000, kind of in that range. I think it is, depending on the title. But they've announced Moonflower, but no date like all Mobile Fidelities recently, but generally not longer than 3 months out. So that's kind of nice. Last week, Tracy Chapman's album, her self-titled, was finally announced. This is an album that has been in such demand for years. Originals were going for about not $1,000 bucks, about 80 to 100 bucks for nice, clean originals. But they are finally doing a repressing of it, and from what I've read, it is going to be analog, cut from tape. But yeah, I'm not 100% on that, but I'm pretty confident. Speculation, you see things on different forums out there, but I got to do a little bit more research and a little more digging on that. But we're not only getting it on black vinyl, but we're also getting an indie orange vinyl, kind of similar to the color of the cover on that. Comes out April 4th. A new 30th anniversary of Mad Seasons Above, that comes out March 14th. We're getting the indie exclusive version of that as well. Alan Parsons' project, it's like a tongue twister almost. I guess that's why I always say Alan Parsons, it's a lot easier. Okay, Alan Parsons, Tales of Mystery and Imagination, Edgar Allan Poe. Abbey Road Half-Speed Master on clear vinyl, that comes out March 21st. This I'm actually looking forward to. This should be pretty good. Jimmy Page and the Black Crowes, live at the Greek. I think this is the first time it's the entire concert, an unedited concert. The original motion picture soundtrack to Hook. This next one is another title I could be really, really good because there's been a lot of demand for video game related stuff. Nintendo has been really notorious about not licensing any of their music for vinyl. And there's a huge underground cult of people bootlegging video game soundtracks, and Nintendo is really missing out. They could be raking in the cash, but they haven't done it so far. But they've announced a 4 LP box set of the Super Mario RPG. Is that a role-playing game? I'm not 100% sure. The last time I played video games was actually Super Mario World and Mario Kart on the original Super Nintendo. Not true. I did play some Mario Kart on Wii. I do like the Mario Kart, but I'm not really a video gamer. I got enough crap to do. I got records. I got all kinds of hobbies. I don't need another one. Let's see. Samantha Fish's Paper Doll coming out April 25th. The Mario's April 11th. And a Marian Faithfull Greatest Hits coming out April 4th. There's also a slew of other good titles that we'll probably have up on the website later today, but we just hadn't got to them yet. So there's a lot more stuff. This week was a really good week when it came to announcing of pre-orders. We'll start with this random mobile fidelity CD. This is Joni Mitchell's Court and Spark. SACD, they're all dual layers. Actually, somebody emailed me about this. I don't know, a lot of people don't know much about CDs. CD and SACD dual layer disc can be played on both. If you have an SACD player, it'll read the SACD layer, which is the high resolution layer of the disc. If you only have a CD, you could still get a lot of the benefits from the mastering of an SACD because it's a MoFi master disc. They're using the original master tape. So your CD player just won't read the high res layer, it'll read the standard Redbook CD layer. But you're not getting the compression, you're not getting the crummier sources. You're typically getting still a good sounding CD, as far as CDs go, but you're just not reading the SACD layer. But if you get an SACD player, it'll read the second layer. But there you go. Did a review of this. This is one of the titles I was talking about. Mobile Fidelity, I don't think they made enough of these things the first time around, so they sold out of them pretty quickly, and then they had to repress them, and the second half of the pressing is kind of what they sent out to retailers. So we were off about a month longer than normal on getting this. That is the Michael Jackson Off the Wall One Step, limited to 6,000. Ooh, this is number 4,800 on the nose. This is not going to be around long. This is selling like gangbusters. I don't foresee this being around. This isn't going to be like Thriller. I don't think we're going to be finding that out and about for the next 4 years. That's a title that you want to pick up a little sooner. What was Thriller, 40 to 50,000? It was a huge amount. 6,000, still a really, really good album. A lot less. Santana's Amigos, limited to 3,000. DSD 256. Same thing, so it's analog, Dolby A analog copy, DSD 256. And this was master analog, 30 IPS, the DSD 256. I love the fact they're continuing. Similar to Santana, they're doing all of the more esoteric albums on Columbia from Miles Davis. Continuing with Dark Magus. DSD 256 from a 15-inch IPS analog copy. This is a double disc. Really good album. I really like it. This is not the most beloved era of Miles Davis, but I think it is quite good. This next one, I've listened to it once and I was blown away. This is a really good sounding record, and it's a great R&B record. This is Etta James, The Second Time Around. I was actually shocked to even see this, because I was under the impression that most of these tapes, the original tapes, were destroyed. But apparently not, because this is all analog from the original master tapes cut by Kevin Gray. This is from Jackpot Records, and it's a bargain. It's $27.99, and it is a banger. Really, really good sounding recording, especially for the era and the type of music it was. A lot of these early Chess, Checker, Argo LPs were not the best, recordings, but the Etta James stuff was done well. And that's no exception. Really good. Here's another Jackpot release I haven't had a chance to listen to. I'm also going to listen to this a little bit more at home. When I was listening to that Etta James in the store, it sounded really good. And the first thing I thought to myself was, damn, what's this going to sound like at home? Or what's this going to sound like on a more tight, dialed-in system? Dr. John the Night Tripper. This is the 1968 mono mix, also mastered by Kevin Gray. All right, this next one is a great record, and this is a hard record to find on vinyl. I had a copy come in about a year and a half ago. It's the only copy I've ever gotten of this in the store as, an original pressing. But that is The Modern Lovers. Great record. If you're a Talking Heads fan, it's got Jerry Harrison before he joined the Talking Heads. Great record from Music on Vinyl, limited to 4,000 copies on cool blue vinyl. We've got the next two Blue Note Classic Series titles. Dexter Gordon's Our Man in Paris, all analog cut from the original master tape by Kevin Gray, and Sonny Rollins, Volume 1. Same thing, all analog cut from the original master tape by Kevin Gray. We've got the next title in the Verve Acoustic Sound series. That is The Great Kai and JJ, featuring Bill Evans, Paul Chambers, Art Taylor, Roy Haynes, and Tommy Williams. Brand new, Swinging Together Again. good record as well. All right. Sabrina Carpenter. This is the short and sweet deluxe version. And no, I don't have any autograph versions. I guess some stores got some autograph versions. We did not. I did get 1,000 phone calls asking for it, but no such luck. This came in at the tail end of last week, but I didn't get a chance to show it to you, so I figured I would. This is Iron Maiden's Peace of Mind. This is categorized as a new release, but it's a 2015 remaster. It might just been given a new price code and technically is a new release, but yeah. Sometimes manufacturers just release the same thing with a new barcode and a new price. Same thing here. Seventh son of a seventh son. This is cool because this is such a great soundtrack. And I like in 2025, people can acknowledge how good this soundtrack actually is. And that is Saturday Night Fever. What a great soundtrack. You know, there was a lot of decades where people were like closeted disco lovers, where they're like, they like disco, they bought disco, but they wouldn't tell anybody they liked disco. But this is just a great soundtrack. I love the Bee Gees, always have. Yeah, great soundtrack. This is a multicolored disc, so it's like a, kind of looks like the dance floor. It doesn't have a goofy name, it should. Maybe it does, but it doesn't have a hype sticker with a goofy name on it. But the funniest thing about this record is, if you look at it, what the hell is this hype sticker? 70s. So in case you're perusing the bins, I guess you'd be like, oh, look, this is the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. I've never heard of this movie. I've never heard of this soundtrack, but it's from the 70s. I like the 70s. Maybe I should give this a try. Like, what are they trying to achieve? Like, is there a group of people that are looking for records from the 70s, so they're putting hype stickers on there to let people know that, hey, this is a 70s record? I'm confused. I don't know what's going on there. But, yeah. I get asked about Michael Bublé all the time in the store. Not something I don't know. I don't know how this will do online. But the common question is, do you have any Michael Bublé, not Christmas music? And no, I've got Michael Bublé Christmas music. But finally, Call Me Irresistible is limited edition, pressed on cobalt blue vinyl. But yeah, this is not something I don't think I've ever had. You know, this is a new release. I don't think I've ever had this before on vinyl. I'm not even sure if it's ever come out on vinyl. But either way, that's going to make a lot of people happy. From Elemental Music, further conversations with myself, Bill Evans. I believe this was a Record Store Day Black Friday first. I think it was. Either that or maybe last Record Store Day. Herbie Hancock's Possibilities. But here it is. Although it shows first time on vinyl, I'm pretty sure the Record Store Day version was the first time on vinyl. This is essentially a 3-disc set of him doing duets. I mean, everybody's on this. John Mayer, Christina Aguilera, Paul Simon, Sting, Annie Lennox. It keeps going on. Trey Anastasio. Saw him live in the 90s, 97, 98. It was really good. Good show. Did a lot of Hendrix covers. They were good. All right, Albert Ayler. Music is the healing force of the universe. Also on Elemental Music. Original Impulse title. We've got Sam Fender, People Watching. This is the indie exclusive. From Music on Vinyl, we've got Cracker, Gentleman's Blues. Soul Coffin, Ruby Vroom, 30th Anniversary Deluxe Edition. All right, also from Music on Vinyl, we've got Ned's Atomic Dustbin, Are You Normal? Limited edition of 1,000 individually numbered copies on translucent red-colored vinyl. This is number 615. We've got Tate McRae, So Close to What? Let's see, we got the busted out Holly. I wonder whose star that is on the Hollywood Rock of Fame, who's been vandalized. We've got Silverstein, Anti-Bloom, Desert Rose Vinyl Variant, Solid Opaque Magenta at 45 RPM. A band I really don't know too much about, but oddly enough, when I started doing these new arrival videos, like the first couple of weeks, like the locals kind of knew that I was doing them, but this was right after COVID. This is also done at 45 RPM. The drummer came in and he's like, yeah, I saw your new arrival video. I watch it every week. And I remember thinking to myself at the time, I'm like, wow, that's so cool. People actually watch these. Now, I mean, that was in the very, very beginning, but I'm like, this is a great idea. People saw that I'm doing a new arrival video. Now they found their way into the store to buy records. It's like the light bulb moment. I'm like, this is a good idea. I really stumbled onto something here. All right, Title Fight, Floral Green. Fred Again, 10 Days. This is a title that came to us a little late because by the time I could have got it, it would have been really, really close to Christmas, so I didn't rush it in. That is the complete James Brown Christmas, although this has 3 killer James Brown Christmas albums on it. Starting with James Brown's Soulful Christmas, which is actually not starting with, it's in the middle here. But it has an absolute killer song on it. Santa Claus Goes Straight to the Ghetto, one of my favorite Christmas tunes. Yeah, but all 3 records are in here from Jackpot. Christmas songs, A Soulful Christmas, and Hey America. Just in time for next Christmas. Young Thug, this is Slime Season. Young Thug, Slime Season 2. Young Thug's Slime Season 3. Okay. Okay, that's the end of Young Thug. I was 4 or 5, so I didn't know where it ended. Christian McBride, live at the Village Vanguard. I've got a photo of me standing right here when I went, which is actually right here, when I saw Ravi Coltrane. So, what an iconic venue. If you're even remotely interested in jazz, if you're in Manhattan, go to the Village Vanguard. One of the coolest things about the Village Vanguard is it's pretty much untouched since like the 30s or 40s. But also, if you're a jazz fan, you can just look at endless amounts of records that were recorded there at a place you also got to sit down and go to a concert. If I lived in New York City, I would probably be there once a week or more. Christian McBride, The Moment Revisited, a musical portrait of 4 icons. Christian McBride, The Good Feeling. I'm bringing in a lot of these Mac Records releases because they have 3 upcoming Strata East all analog records that are going to be cut by Kevin Gray from the original master tapes. I'll probably have them later on in the week up on the website for pre-order. I just don't have all the details yet because they've announced it a week ago, but they haven't given out all the information yet to stores. But when I was kind of combing their catalog, I'm like, oh, there's some stuff I don't have. So that's kind of why I picked up all these Mac Avenue releases. Kenny Garrett, Sounds from the Ancestors. And this is kind of their 2 biggest artists are McBride and Garrett. Seeds from the Underground. All right, we've got the Reverend Peyton Big Damn Band. The Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band, okay. Honeysuckle is the name of this record. It is on the label Family Owned Records. This is we've got a couple of restocks here at the tail end, starting with Mobile Fidelity's super vinyl version of Bookends. I think when I looked online, this was the last pressing. Once these are sold out, they're done. They're not coming back, which is kind of cool that Mobile Fidelity is sharing that now. They didn't used to. You didn't really find out it was going to be out of print until it just mysteriously disappeared from their website one day and it was going for triple price. But now they're kind of letting you know ahead of time. So Bookends, going away. Hall & Oates, Rock and Soul Part 1, essentially their greatest hits. We've got the standard non-super vinyl version of Miles Davis's Roundabout Midnight. I got a restock of Something Else from this Mobile Fidelity Cannonball Adderley Something Else One Step, limited to 6,000. Santana's Caravanserai. I'm glad this particular one wasn't numbered. It's numbered, but it's not limited to X amount because I've already sold out of this 3 times. This has been a hot release. Out of all the Santanas, of course, Abraxas has been big, but that's also been really big. Inner Secrets. Now this is numbered to 3,000. The all analog cut, and really the only one you can buy nowadays that's even remotely decent, from Jackpot Records, Bill Evans, Jim Hall's Undercurrent. Cut by Kevin Gray from the original master tape. The other versions that are out there in print currently are not even close to this. That's the one you want. Also from my top 100 in-print analog records you should own list, Mel Brown's Chicken Fat, an absolutely killer record. Highly recommended. If you're not familiar with it, at least listen to it and then buy this record because it's even better. Really, really good. Etta James, At Last. I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is mastered by Kevin Gray as well. Not by tape, or at least it's not specified by tape. And mastered from the original analog master tape, we've got The Meters, self-titled. Also Kevin Gray. Kevin does most of the mastering for Jackpot. But yeah, that is it for this week's new arrivals. Check us out online at theingroove.com. Until next time.